Yeah, baby. Yeah. The Mac is back with another video. Hello, the initiated. My name is Markus Junnikala, and today we're having a look at the Chipsynth C64 by Plogue. Still don't know how Plogue is actually pronounced. I didn't get any feedback on that, so unfortunately we're gonna have to go with Plogue, but I'm guessing it's still correct. As you might hear from my voice, I have been sick for, well, a few days now, since Christmas, and I got some gunk stuck somewhere deep inside of me, so apologies that my voice is exceptionally unbearable today, and also I have a bit of a headache and not feeling my sharpest, so I will put all blame on that if and when I balls up something today. Cool. So this is actually, we're gonna check out all of the Chipsynth lineup in this series of videos. I asked if Plogue was interested in that, and they said yes, kindly enough. Might as well touch on the transparency here. So yes, Plogue did send me a copy of this synth. That being said, as always, all opinions are my own, both in good and bad. I haven't been asked to say anything one way or the other, nor would I ever do that. And I'm not being paid to make this demo or for editing or for anything else. But yeah, I mean, we're going to look at all of the Chipsynths in separate videos. We're just going to start with this because it's the newest one that came out, which actually sparked me to ask if they wanted me to check out all of the Chipsynth lineup. But yeah, this is the newest one. Let's go to their website. So they call this the new reference for SID or SID emulation. So I mean, briefly touching on who Plogue are, we did this for the SFC demo as well, but basically they make, you know, what they call, I think, bit accurate emulations of virtual instrument recreations of these classic synths of different sorts. You know, Chip Sounds, I believe, was the kind of the first one to come out, the kind of a 8-bit soft synth, super bit accurate, component accurate. These are my words, by the way. I don't know if they claim this, but but yeah, like super detailed recreations of these classic synths. And you know, since Chip Sounds, they've started to create these synths that are, instead of trying to do a bunch of stuff like a general 8-bit approach, they're now doing unit, synth unit or device specific recreations or versions of those devices or synths. But yes, and yes, they're very highly praised by people who are really into, especially chiptune, etc. But yeah, very highly regarded. But going back to the story of C64, in terms of what this thing is emulating or recreating is, of course, the Commodore 64, which was an 8-bit home computer, apparently introduced in 1982, and so forth. But yeah, that's what it's doing. And then in terms of SID or SID, stands for Sound Interface Device, and this is the name of the sound chip used in the Commodore 64 and a couple of other things. But that's what it's doing. Basically, obviously, they recommend you buy this instead of you know, buying an actual Commodore and then, you know, hooking it up with MIDI and all kinds of other stuff to you know, play it. Obviously, no hate against doing that, but it is very tedious and difficult and takes a lot of costs a lot of money and effort. So something like this you can just buy and operate in your computer and hopefully get most of what you're looking for in that approach. So they call this the deepest SID sound chip emulation ever. They say they've been working on this for, I think the trailer said 15 years, so that's probably like they've been aiming to do something like this since perhaps maybe the beginning of Plogue. I don't know when Plogue kicked off, when they started, but 15 years seems like a long time. So doing research and obviously these other instruments. They say they reproduced 32 different SID chips in excruciating detail, covering the full rainbow spectrum of SIDs. This is not a reference to, well, let's just say it's a reference to the colors on the system and leave it at that. Every revision of 6581 and 8580, I don't know why I have such a difficult time reading numbers. Oh, dyslexia. But yeah, I mean, for those of you who are super nerdy, geeky into the details of these technical specs, all of that, or these, I should say, components, you know yourself and you know this kind of stuff. And I just love the way these things sound. But if you want to get super, super geeky about it, these things really offer a lot of detail in that realm for sure. And yeah, they call this a full real emulator that can actually play original songs natively and accurately, with a full-featured SID file player capable of playing even exotic songs with multiple SID setups, sample playback, and hard filter overdrive. So yeah, I mean, what I love about Plogue is that they're really purist when it comes to all this stuff. Like, they clearly love and respect the, you know, OG roots of where these devices are coming from, and they're not just you know, let's recreate this old device and have it be kind of a superficial experience. They really incorporate a lot of these components that were present in the original device and you know, the setup of playing with these devices. So I love that people who really dig the sort of OG approach, the old approach, can, you know, bring that same stuff to the table here. Cool. Then they have a bunch of audio examples here. In terms of system compatibility, there's a list over here. I'm using the VST3 plugin on a Mac OS, and then you have a bunch of requirements which aren't very demanding. Cool. That's the website. So in terms of what we're going to do today is we're going to play as much of these presets as we can. So as always, I just want to show you how these things sound right out of the box, you know, what they can give you just like that. Obviously, again, if you want to get super technical and geeky about the technicalities of this, then this demo is for sure not for you. That's not to say we might tweak things here and there, and I certainly want to get like the basic bearings in terms of the interface here, etc. But this is not like a technical overview. This is just to showcase to you what this thing sounds like out of the box with these presets and what you can do with them. And yeah, I mean, I'll tamper with things as they sort of come across and speak to me. So that's the agenda for today. I don't know if I can get through all of the presets. I would estimate it's maybe possible. But the way we're going to do it is I'm just going to go through them pretty fast. And when there's a sound that inspires me in the here and now, then I'll play more of it. But, you know, I will be trying to go through as fast as possible. And, you know, and again, this is not to say sounds are good or bad based on whether I play them, but rather whether they right now in the here and now inspire me to write or play something. And again, inspiration comes and goes depending on the moment and the alignment of stars, etc. So that's what we're going to do. This is only going to be Chipsynth C64 in action. No added effects, no nothing else. I have a limiter on the master bus to kind of bring the level up to par, make it consistent for this video so that the levels aren't all over the place. But that being said, the limiter is set to be as transparent as possible. Yeah, I'm not slamming it. So that being said, if you do hear clipping every once in a while, that is the limiter in action. And if it's not the limiter, I'll let you know. And even if it is, I'll let you know either way. That being said, I mean, these kind of bleepy bloppy chiptune-ish sounds can get super loud. For example, now I have the initialized patch and already have a bunch of gain on the limiter, and we're not even, you know, this is, we have a lot of headroom to work with still, like 15 dB. So but yeah, we'll be adjusting the volume as we move along, but this is probably going to be on average quite a bit louder than usual. But I'll try and find a good place for the levels. Anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, this is the initialized sound. So again, what I was super impressed by in SFC and pretty much all the Plogue products is that you know, they're obviously, now we're dealing with, what is the, okay, so yeah, like a very, this is seems to be like a square, although I'm not sure what that symbol means there, but they are super full and juicy sounding. They're, you know, you can obviously pull up a bunch of synths and make them do a square wave, but there's going to be differences. There's bound to be differences. And what I really like about these is that they are super full and juicy sounding. And in SFC, a lot of those sounds are going to work great in a number of genres and make for like really juicy synth sounds. So whatever they're doing in terms of component modeling or going into those details, it's definitely giving it something, you know, giving it some kind of a juice. And again, this is just the initialized sound, but already it sounds super pleasant, very, very juicy. So I really like that. Okay, let's do a brief interface overview. So this is the view that opens up by default. Up here you have these different pages. So this one is the patch where you do your main tweaking. DAC, I presume, refers to digital analog converter. But yeah, I mean, you load a file in here, so I'm presuming you can, I don't know what you load in there, probably something that is modeling, and this probably refers to what they were talking about in terms of the loading some of the stuff from the original that should work in the same way in this one. So yeah, horribly undereducated on this, but I would presume that refers to digital audio sorry, digital analog converter. Then we have the matrix here, which has to do with the modulation stuff. And that was in SFC, I believe, as well. We didn't have a look at that, and we're not going to have a look at that either. But you know, bunch of bunch of mod matrixing you can do with that. Then you have mods again. I would presume this has something to do with modulation here. We have an effects page, which is actually seems pretty comprehensive here. Arpeggiator, that's amazing. Really cool to have that in here, built in. You have a chorus. Presets for that. That's interesting. But yeah, I mean, yeah, seems like a working in a very typical fashion. Ambience reverb. So let's do Cathedral. That actually sounds pretty nice. That's a very nice sounding reverb. I don't know if that is or can be modeling what's in the original. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the architecture of that system, so I can't speak to that. Then you have a stereo delay. Seems like you do need to so yeah, sounds very appropriate. Then you have EMU. So this tab is not required for normal synthesizer operation. It's an experimental bonus tool to study SID C64 music and is thus not covered by any guarantees. Okay, that's cool. So again, this showcases their commitment to like the original roots of these devices, that they include this stuff, because if you were just selling synths for just the average music maker, they don't care about a lot of the details of these original tools. They just want the sound and are happy to move along from there. But this really speaks to their love and commitment to these devices and truly, you know, recreating them. So cool. But simple enough. Looking at the patch page where you actually tweak your sound, so you have 3 oscillators. They seem to have the same waveforms available. And typical ADSR control here. By the way, this interface is super clean, super good. I like this kind of design methodology or this kind of approach. Very minimal, very simple. Kind of reminds me of some of the, you know, Valhalla reverb design stuff. Obviously, this is more sort of, this isn't quite as purist in that design way. This is a bit more lively and has these kind of real world components in terms of having knobs, etc. But yeah, super nicely designed. Layout is clean, simple, concise, clear. That's good. You turn things on and off from here. I wonder what that filter button does. I'm sure there is. Oh, okay. So it sends it into the filter here. And if I turn it off, yep, it doesn't. Okay, cool. That's an interesting thing. I mean, this probably must speak to the architecture of the original device. instead of having a filter control on each oscillator. So I would presume that's why it exists. The sound of the filter, yeah, I mean it's very natural, quite smooth, but you can clearly hear the design of it based on the original unit, because it's kind of like you have this very long sort of easy scoop, and then it kind of cuts out the sound pretty fast towards the low end. So probably interesting slope being used there. We have resonance. Just kind of minimal, but you know, cool. Underneath the oscillator boxes, you have another box. You've got something called coarse and fine, so I presume those relate to tuning. Indeed, coarse and fine tuning. Cool. A button for fixed. Key range, cool. Delay. So that refers to the delay of the note starting from playing. I presume, again, this is coming from the original device, and it's probably, and also a bunch of creative utilities you can have with that. I mean, you could just like make a delay with oscillators alone, just adjust the level, make it sound like an effect. And then you have glide here as well. I'm getting some visual glitches here in terms of the graphics. Sometimes when I'm on a color, it kind of paints another color there on the layer. Happened here with I think the pages tab, and also with some of these buttons, but something I don't, maybe I'm not understanding something, but like the delay, sorry, the glide, okay, it works there. But there were certain moments when it wasn't working for me. I don't know if I'm missing something here, but maybe something worth looking into. Then to the right, we have a box for the filter, which we kind of looked at already. Has modes for low pass, bypass, and high pass. Oh, sorry, not bypass, but band pass and high pass. Again, there we have the graphical glitching. I don't know if it comes across in the video capture, probably does, but and then you have this box down here, which gets super technical. So this is, yeah, where you can choose the different SID chips. As you can see, they're all here. I mean, I would presume, I don't know, but apparently 32 of them. And again, these are based, I would presume, named after the models. So, I mean, those of you who know, you know, and you're probably really into this kind of stuff. Then you have something in this middle box, which this is categorized based on where the components were presumably manufactured or where they're coming from. One of them is unknown. Maybe it came from space or something. I mean, I don't know if these are chips as well. I don't know what they are. I mean, if we calculate, okay, so that's 4, 9, 14, 16. That seems like the 30. So this is probably something else. I don't know what those are doing. And then you have a menu below that, which I'm trying to... Maybe this is like a set of waveforms. They have a name and then say waves. I don't know. But maybe they are. Maybe they're like, you know, like, because I would presume they have a limited amount of stuff they can put in there. So maybe these are kind of preset set of waveforms that you put in there. But I don't know. You can let me know. You have a control for juice. No idea what that does. Maybe that's, again, a reference to something original, or maybe it's like a juicing up control that kind of amps up the qualities that are present there. Kind of just, what's the word that I'm looking for? Takes the profile of whatever you're looking at and kind of just juices it up. I'm missing a word here that I'm looking for. But takes the relative qualities and just like relatively amps them up. Keeps them in relation with one another, but just at a higher level. That's a horrible explanation, but that's it for the interface. I don't know, you know, it's very self-explanatory here, except for the parts that are specific to the original unit that I do not understand. But let's start going through the presets. We have many categories here. We're going to announce them as we go through them, but this starts with classic bass, and this one is called Busy. I like how on that one you can hear some of the kind of breaking up of wherever that's coming from in the system. That's really cool. Let's amp up the volume just a bit here. That's a really cool one. You have that kind of percussive quality there and a bit of break up and very, very cool. And again, like a reminder, don't be just because it says something in the category, especially with these kind of sounds, just play in a different octave and it stops being a bass. Who knew? But I mean, yeah, a lot of the time these bass sounds work really well as like top melody sounds as well. So don't be afraid of that. Have a bit of limiter clipping there because it kind of resonates. Again, some of the breakup here sounds very nice. Okay, that is the limiter. Yeah, but still, I mean, the breaking up quality there is pretty nice. Again, here you're hearing a pattern of like these could be used in so many different genres, obviously in the electronic realm, but they're just like, in terms of going for basic waveforms and building from there, these sound super juicy and thick. This would be my starting point for that approach in many cases, but you know, with SFC, etc. Seems like the case is true with this one as well. Yeah, I like that kind of brokenness. Very punchy, very tight. And again, there at the top, you can hear a bit of, again, that kind of graininess, that brokenness. I don't know where it's coming from in terms of the architecture of this device, but regardless, it sounds really nice. Super pleasant. Okay, so the limiter is catching quite a bit of that. That could be really cool if you arped that up. Super cool. All the details of that wonkiness, that kind of vibrato there, and the brokenness and the fluttering. That tail, there's a bit of a release there. Super nice. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, with the previous sound, I would love to do something like very percussive with that. Yeah, this one is a kick. This is so good. I mean, again, super percussive. You get that pitch, but you can write so much cool stuff with this. Very, very cool. that really nails that sound. Yeah. I really like to have like the percussive option. That's not what I wanted to say at all. Sorry, my brain is a bit scattered here, but I really love having those 8-bit percussive sounds done in such great detail. Very nice. I love that kind of stuff. Fantastic. Oh, we're actually in a different folder now. We're doing classic chords. And we're in the third sound. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, these are going to be fantastic if you're into this kind of stuff. I mean, this just nails that sound. Very nice. These, you know, sound super authentic. I have a feeling like I've heard that somewhere before. Obviously, chordal stuff has limited utility on its own for me, but in terms of like doing interesting effects, and also, you know, depending on the part, they can, you know, inspire you to write something new. But very cool to have these in here. nice. Most horrible song ever, but that's so pleasing to play. Again, you play a sound and you kind of respond to how it's responding. There was a very nice push and pull in that sound. Super pleasant profile there. And the sound stage, there must be some kind of a, ambience reverb on here, but that sits in a very pleasant way. Alright, that was the classic chords. Going into classic effects. That's especially challenging for me with still my headache and my semi-blocked ears here, but this one is a clang ring. Super cool. Again, it's an effect, but it's, you know, stays in pitch, obviously, so. I love that. Just like weird stuff and just instantly inspires you to do something. Cool. That was the effects. Really love stuff like this in the kind of synthwave space, because you can use these things in so many different places. Again, some of them are pitched, some of them aren't. You can use them as percussive elements, or just like a inspiration for like the core of a theme, like just kind of weird stuff that can spark different ideas and you want to use them. So that's cool. Going into classic leads. Master Boot record, here I come. I love this kind of stuff. Just super crispy, very, very powerful. Very nice here in the top end when you start to begin to hear that roll off, and that kind of those artifacts come in. Super cool. Yeah, these sound like they sound super authentic, and that's, I mean, often the case is that you play these kind of sounds from other sources and they sort of, it becomes like it feels like a imitation. Feels like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, like a cheap take on it, but it doesn't capture the essence. So it kind of leaves an impression of the authentic sound, but doesn't quite deliver on that. It's either over or underdoing something, and these just feel supernatural that way. Yeah, very nice. Okay, we are clipping the limiter here. So here the distortion is definitely pretty interesting. Does it come from the juice here? Yeah, definitely in part, but not completely, I would say. It sounds very nice. I don't know if it's just because they're kind of overdriving the circuits here, but it sounds different. Well, yeah, one thing we didn't touch on in the top menu here, you got a mode which has normal, multi, and MPE. Then you got you know, the polyphony of the synth, which you can choose. Super essential and good. Then retrigger and then reveal. I don't know what that is here. Settings tab also with a lot of detail stuff here. Again, get as geeky and crazy as you want, but yeah, no lack of option there. I mean, this sounds so good, and a lot of these are like the sounds we've heard on so many records and by so many great, you know, chiptune or similar artists. Really good. Ooh, I like this. That's so nice. Very pleasant, very puffy. It's just very effortless sounding, yet super pleasant. I wanna... That's a super good one. Let's up the polyphony here. I'm gonna pull down the level just a bit. That's so good. That's one of the best sounds I've heard so far, and probably one of my favorites out of the Chipsynth lineups that we're checked out so far. I mean, it's like a super simple sound, but it's just so puffy, so pleasant. Immediately takes me back to my, you know, Pokemon Red times, and it's just. But this sounds so puffy, very pleasant. This is super cool. Definitely going to be using that. That's super good. Combines different aspects into that. That's a really nice one as well. Yeah, very nice. Again here, so pleasant, super puffy. so, okay, I was punching the limiter a bit there, but just the sound is so puffy. I would EQ some of the harshness out of the brighter frequencies, but the core sound of it just very, very puffy and pleasant. And again, this is very usable in like a synthwave context as well. Yeah, that's again one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the technicalities of what goes into making it that way, because just working with raw waveforms is not enough. Like, there must be something coming out of this engine, this architecture, that makes it so fluffy and puffy. Because I have plenty of experience with synths on their own, and they just don't sound this, you know, puffy and fluffy. Another great sound. Again, there's that softness, that puffy quality. Really like that, and especially it's good in chiptune music or anything that utilizes those types of sounds, because they get those basic waveforms. A lot of that can get very harsh, can get very edgy, but this, you could easily combine it with itself or other Chipsynth stuff I've heard so far. Will make it very pleasant to listen to. So that's super, super nice. That previous sound, fantastic, and you know, one of the classics. So again, super inspiring. Let me push up this level here. That is fantastic. Again, I don't know how they make that softness. It is, I know I'm repeating myself, but this is truly exceptional. Like, really, really tough to do, I would presume, and it's rare. Beautiful. Just love when you kick the polyphony up and use the sustain pedal, and that's just these are brilliant. clipping there, pretty aggressive sound. Again, this makes for a terrific bass, even though it's a lead sound. Again, there's that soft edge. Bit of EQing for the brightness, but I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep messing that E note up. I'm gonna blame it on the headache. We're gonna have to take a break soon and stretch out some of this because it's getting pretty gnarly. Fantastic sound. Again, super nice. It's just so soft and pleasant. And there's something that is happening here, because not all of these sounds are so like puffy and soft. So there's clearly something that is imparting that quality here. So, cool. Let's try and push through these leads. I'm getting a pretty gnarly headache, so I'm gonna treat that somehow. Like, this is a good example of, like, this is very, you know, edgy and harsh. So that's something that is not applied here to make it sort of puffier. I don't know if it's some of the component modeling or whatever it is, but very cool. Again, that noise there, it's not clipping, it's coming from some kind of a, again, like modeling there. I really like this sound as well. Okay, that is the limiter clipping. Let's pull it down. Really liking the sound. Very cool. I just love how you can find something you like and just make it polyphonic. It's just really cool. fantastic sound. As a bass, really, really good. Let's pull down the limiter just a bit. Super nice. I want to make this polyphonic immediately. Very nice. Beautiful how it layers with the sustain there, with the pluckiness. Cool. Beautiful how the filter pairs with some of those noise components. Very nice. Again, that kind of puffiness. Then there's some kind of filter modulation thing. It's something there sort of moving it. Again, giving that kind of soft edge. Very interesting imaging profile there. Very, very nice. I mean, that could go as a great lead into pretty much a lot of electronic genres, but that's just super, very pleasant, beefy. Again, that's kind of edgy, but it's how it blends. It's just very pleasant. We're slightly clipping this in the limiter. Cool. Yeah, I mean, for those kind of sounds, there you go. Have it right out of the box. Okay, we're in drums now, so drums, bass. I'm going to take a quick break and try to massage and stretch this. And I'm also tasting blood in my mouth. So, brief break and we'll have a look at the drums after. Alright, turns out I won't be able to get rid of this horrendous headache, so we're just going to try and keep plowing through. So, drums, bass, let's go. Really love that clickety clank sound in there. Yeah, it might be percussive, but again, that pitchiness gives it a lot more scope. That's super punchy, juicy, very like a perfect profile in terms of transient impact and the body and everything. Going into snares. Really like this a lot. It's kind of like very broken lo-fi quality to that. Again, that reverb has a very nice imaging quality. So now we're into drums treble. Very nice crisp presence there. Obviously gets a bit harsh in the highs, but you can not play them or EQ them. Into drums various. Reminds me of the sound you hear in Final Fantasy VII when you play the Moogle game. Moog? I can't remember. Again, very soft, gluey texture. Very pleasant. That's a very nice texture. Again, super cool effect. Don't exactly know how that's behaving, but I don't know if that's velocity based or what, but Okay, going into modern aggro bass. Again, super clean, gluey, crisp. Really interesting profile there. That's a really cool sound. Super clean, very, very crisp and juicy. Going into modern bass. Very nice imaging there again. Stereo delay, doing a bunch of work. Very nice resonance on that. Good crisp top end as well. Nice snappiness. Super nice sound. A bit loud here. Gonna pull back. This could be a really cool lo-fi thingy. That's really stellar. Again, the imaging there is super, super nice. It has this very like soft puffiness, very present, but that's one of the best ones. Again, nice, very snappy. But again, we have a tad bit of that softness. It's not so, you know, it doesn't hit you in the face in a harsh way. That's super cool. Very nice, snappy, transient element there. Very nice. Cool. That was the bass. A lot of like standard stuff in terms of the sounds that they're going for, which is fantastic, so that people get what they want. But again, we have so much of that really pleasant profile softness that is very much, in my estimation, needed when it comes to a lot of chip tune-ish sounds. So you know, stellar stuff. Modern bells and mallets. Again, one of those same things. This is just so puffy. I don't know how else to define it. Puffy, soft, very pleasant way. We get a bit of that build up in the, where is that zone? I don't know, 2 to 5K, but we can EQ that out. But again, this is so, I don't know, dispersed, soft. Yes, that soft wetness, that's one of the great ones as well. That transient snappiness is absolutely fantastic. Loving this as well. Really loving that. Obviously, bit, you know, detuned, bit dissonant, but I just love that because it brings up a lot of life in there. It's not too much. All right, modern brass and strings. crisp and thick sounding. Again, we have a bit of that ambience going there. That's a very, very good one. That would be very nice if you made it like less of a pad thing and short note stuff and then polyphonic. We won't have time to do that today, but okay, modern chords. Super good. Again, that ambience reverb is super solid. Very nice sound. Again, it's the ambience doing a lot of the work here. I wonder what the... So I'm wondering where the, this is -9, but I wonder, maybe that's kind of like, because this is a fantastic sound. I mean, I'm just trying to take the harmony out of it. Beautiful sound. And again, that softness is there, makes it so pleasant to listen to. Fantastic. Beautiful. Again, you can dig a great sound out of that once you get rid of the harmony. Same goes for this one. fantastic. Again, a lot of these sounds, you just hear something you like and tweak it. Doesn't matter what category it is in, obviously, but... Okay, we're in modern effects. Let's see how many we have of these. Well, let's plow through them. Okay, modern keys. Super nice. A lot of these kind of lean into that kind of 80s synthwave stuff as well, but you know, that's to be expected. Right, into modern leads. Oh dear, how many? We can do this. These are luckily short, so let's get through leads. Very cool sound. Again, like, forget about this modeling Commodore. This is just like super solid sound. Really like that kind of broken stuff. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is like, you know, for a bunch of electronic stuff. Okay, that clippiness, that transient there in the top, super good. Yeah, they just like punch through really, really, really well, and just have that X factor. Well, that's going to be a good Jim Guthrie sound once you tweak it a bit. Yeah, you get a lot of like different flavors here. Yeah, that's perfect for that sound. Fantastic. That is like really great. Okay, going into pads. Let's pull back the limiter a bit. That sounds so good. Like the smoothness, the thickness there is just fantastic. Clipping the limiter, that is a beautiful sound. That's a beautiful pad. Bit of reverb on that, it's beautiful. My pinky's getting locked up in my left hand. Yeah, beautiful profile on that one. That's super cool. popping very nicely. Super nice. Plucks. Stunning. Again, we have this ambience here, yeah. That's spot on. Yeah, I mean, anything in that category that you're looking for, this just nails. Guessing that's due to the polyphony. It's just so juicy and like pleasant to listen to. Yeah, I love stuff like this. So my brain is completely fried at this point, so I'm sorry for my even sloppier playing than usual. But yeah, I love that kind of like plucky, simple, lo-fi-ish stuff. Going into Polyleads. Multinote. Pretty impressed by that filter, sounds rather good. Going into something called format, which, well, okay, so we're in the signature folder. Oh man, that's a lot of stuff. Signature, let's do these, we're super fast. Actually, we're gonna have to scratch that because this headache is getting unbearable and I need to get back home, etc. But yeah, I mean, these are by artists. I know Xenos Soundworks, I don't know them, but know of them. And you have something called NE7, go to 80, Fade Runner, and then format. So I'm sure there are some stellar things in here as well, but we gotta cut it at this point because I'm just super fried and have this horrible pain here. So, but hey, to summarize this, again, super impressed. I mean, this seems to even build upon the the qualities that I found in SFC. Like I said, this does the chiptune-ish stuff fantastically well, but it goes above and beyond. I mean, there are so many sounds that are great for like a lot of different electronic genres, but the kind of those basic sounds, like simple sounds, simplistic sounds, are still here done better than in many of, I'd say, most other synths out there. Where that quality comes from, I'm not sure, because I don't, again, know all of the technicalities and the architecture that goes into this, but it's coming from somewhere. I mean, that pattern is becoming very clear to me. But yeah, I mean, anything you're looking for in a kind of classical sense of going for those SID or SID, I don't actually know how people pronounce that, but going for those sounds, this is definitely gonna give you that out of the box. And if you are someone who likes to tweak everything from the ground up, I mean, then this is your dream thing for Commodore type of sounds for sure. If you like to go in there and build it yourself, then I mean, this is it. In terms of the presets, you get so much ground from here, and even if you are just into chiptune and not specifically just this device, then I mean, this again offers you a ton of stuff. But personally, I'm just so impressed by just the juiciness and the general sound quality of this. Seems to be very like full. I mean, oftentimes we use these words to describe analog, which is kind of well, I mean, I'm not going to open that conversation, but they sound super super full, super beefy, juicy. I'm super impressed by this ambience reverb here, which just sounds very, very, very nice and enhances the sounds a tremendous amount. I'm not sure if this models something that's actually in the device itself, the Commodore. I would guess no, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, please tell me, because I don't know if that unit had something like this built in, but if it is, this sounds absolutely fantastic. It's super gives a beautiful sound stage and also enhances the sounds a tremendous amount, and that EQ seems to be pretty powerful. That's in there as well, and that damping function down there. But it sounds super good. Yeah, in terms of the quality of the presets, I mean, covers a lot of ground. It's pretty much what I expected and would expect and would like to see. In SFC, same thing. Very much done with that kind of same quality and scope. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dig into the signature ones as well. I'm sure these are fantastic as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the kind of simple, broken, lo-fi-ish sounds, and we have those in here as well. Super beefy basses. And again, a lot of what I like about this is that these sounds aren't locked into the categories that they're stated here. So, you can hear something you like and modify it, get out of those pre-made harmonies, for example, and then start playing your own stuff. Yeah, a lot of that short note stuff right down my alley. I was really impressed with the pads because, I mean, they sounded really thick and pleasant to me. But yeah, so I mean, again, if you're looking for the chiptune sound, this is kind of a no-brainer. If you're looking for Commodore specifically, this is a no-brainer. And even if you're not looking for those things, this gives the scope of this is really impressive in terms of what it can pull off sound-wise and where it can sound good. I mean, again, this delivers a lot of those basic synth sounds in a very impressive way that goes above and beyond a lot of the stuff that's out there. So yeah, super impressed by this. So definitely from those standpoints, can strongly recommend this. But if you have this at home, let me know what you think. If you don't, let me know what you think of this video. I do apologize for my current state, but this headache is absolutely excruciating. So apologies if I'm not as, I don't even know what to call that, what to call this whole process called demo making that I'm doing here. But yeah, apologies for any shortcomings from my part, largely due to the state of this post-sickness state and this bitch of a headache. But yeah, this is very cool. Go check them out if you are in the market for something like this. But yeah, this continues to impress me. I think Plogue is a super cool company, not only because they recreate a lot of these devices that are difficult to access, but they do it with such fidelity and detail. And it turns out that they are far more flexible and multi-purpose than just what it says on the box. Super great sounding. And what I like also is that you know, you can use these in so many different ways. Like maybe that's a box I don't want to open in terms of starting a new topic here, but yeah, I'm trying to write some stuff that kind of combines a lot of different chiptune-ish stuff and from different eras, and it's interesting to learn about how those eras and those devices differ as you play with these, you know, SFC compared to this one, for example. Nice to see where the overlap is and where it isn't, and what sounds evoke certain kind of perceptions in terms of time and era and detail, etc. But again, let me know what you think. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Finished.